All right. And just like that, we are live. Welcome to Wake Up and Win Morning Motivation with powered by CTR Media Network. I am your host, Dr. TNJ Ramsey, and we are going to jump right into your morning dose of positivity. So, what is this show really about? Wake Up and Win Motivation Podcast is a podcast that is designed to fuel your mindset, elevate your business, podcast, or TV show, because we are a podcast and TV distribution company. And we also help ones who inspire to take their life, take action in their life. We are very big on positivity. So we help you think about different tips and strategies to give you powerful insight. They give you simple, actionable strategies. We give you a quote, we give you a Bible verse, and a call to action to help you obtain your level of success. And then a little bit, I share some of my personal life experiences in the midst of sharing the information. The goal is to help you hear positivity during the very first part of the day. So when you go out in the world, go out in the workplace, go to school, go to your business, or whatever you're doing throughout the day, that you will be able to redirect yourself if you are approached with negativity. You will have these tips, you will have these strategies where you can learn to control your environment, and you will be able to just be a better version of yourself despite whatever it is that you're going through, or able to redirect it. So today, you guys, for those of you who are listening in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Comment down below where you're tuning in from. Say hello, and we will shout you out later in the show. Before we get started, we want to give a shout out to our media partner, Swag Her magazine, which is the amazing PR firm that can help you get your business out there. You need public relations, you need to position yourself the proper way, then definitely Swag Her and the whole entity, Swag Her magazine, Swag Her PR. Is definitely a place to go, and you can reach out to be a part of their show. What's going on, honey? All right. On that note, which you can also see some of their episodes on CTR Media Network TV, but you can see mostly all of their episodes on their personal social media as well as on CTR Media Network. Check it out on YouTube. So let's go ahead and talk about this overcoming burnout. You're going to experience burnout. I feel like everybody experiences burnout at least once or twice in their life. Now, the level or the degree of the burnout is different for each person. I know personally, I have experienced burnout more than one time. And and if you haven't experienced it, I hope and pray you never do, because burnout is really a debilitating thing when it's severe. And I had that severe burnout, and it was just terrible. And it took not days or weeks for me to get back, or I would say my bounce back. It took months for me to bounce back, because I had really, really drained myself to the maximum capacity. And this can happen to you whether you're an entrepreneur or you work a traditional 9 to 5. This is something that we all can experience, which I don't want you to experience. That's why we're having this conversation. And if you feel like you on I would say the cusp of having burnout, then hopefully this episode will help you to redirect yourself so that you will not have a fall, a crash, a moment where you cannot do for yourself, because it can be mental, uh it can be physical. It's a lot of different things that happen when you have a burnout. So, how can you win without losing yourself? The thing is this: we all have so much that we have to do in a day. And then, if you are a single person, you have a lot of things that you have to do as a single person every day in and day out. But if you have extra responsibilities, like you are also a father or a mother, if you running a business, or if you have a leadership role, in someone else's business, or you work for someone, you have an employer, you going to school, you're a leader in the community, you have a nonprofit, you're in a position where you're constantly giving, but you may not be receiving like you would like to back, right? And so, with anything, success should not come at the expense of your mental, physical, or emotional health. Let me say that again. Whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's motherhood, fatherhood, entrepreneurship, career driven goals, going to school, success should not come at the expense of your mental, physical, or emotional health. Many people tell you you need to hustle and grind, hustle and grind. And I used to be one of those people. But I'm telling you right now that you should not be having that hustle and grind mentality, because that is something that led me to burnout. You need to learn how to be realistic and balance as much as you can your life and what you have to do. Let's go ahead and jump into these tips. So how can you do this? I'm just going to give you 4 tips. Of course, there are many other tips that that can go up under this, but we give you simple steps. Number one, you need to make sure to avoid burnout. You need to make sure that you schedule non-negotiable self-care time. Now, I know that we hear self-care all the time, but I want you to understand that it's not something that's just a fun little thing that's trending that you need that to say. It is something. Self-care can involve many different things. Self-care can mean that you have some downtime by yourself, local, and it can mean that you go off to a certain location that is very relaxing. It can mean that you schedule for your day every day time to unwind. Maybe it's 15, 30 minutes or an hour. Self-care can mean that you just take time, instead of taking a shower all the time, you decide to take a bath and soak and just listen to soft music and just unwind. Whatever it is that you as an individual can do that relaxes you, that is self-care, as long as it's safe. Okay? So that can vary from person to person. But you need to make sure that you schedule non-negotiable time. What does that mean? If your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your children, your auntie, your grandma, your friends, your colleagues, your customers, your clients reach out to you during this particular time where you are executing your self-care routine, you do not answer the phone. You do not answer text messages. You do not forward emails. You take that time to replenish you. Now, after all that is over with, you can truly go back and check on them and ask them what they wanted or needed or whatever. But when you are executing your self-care time, that is what it is. You rest. Number two, you need to learn to say no, and get this, without feeling guilty. Let me say that again. You need to learn to say no and not without feeling guilty. Now, this was a problem that I personally had. I would say no, but Lord knows I would feel so guilty that even when I had that time, the whole time that I was doing my self care, I felt so guilty that I didn't even enjoy it. So I set aside that time for me, but the whole time when I'm doing my self care, mentally I'm thinking about, oh my goodness, I told them no, I told them no, I just feel so bad. Maybe I should have helped them. Maybe I should have went on ahead and did that work or took that extra project to help them, out of their situation, knowing that I was overstretched. So what I'm telling you is learn to say no, but do not feel guilty about saying no. You only have one body and you are not an octopus. You cannot do everything and you cannot be all things to all people. The only human being that walked the face of this earth that could be all things to all people was Jesus. And you're not Jesus, last time I checked. So you cannot be all things to all people, no matter how much you would love to be able to be there for everybody and do everything for everybody that you love. And even sometimes people who you don't know, but you see that you can help them. You just can't do that. You're a human being. Number three, you need to recognize the burnout signs early and adjust your workload. So what are some burnout signs? Number one, you have really extreme foggy thinking. Number two, you are exhausted. Even when you get sleep, you wake up and you're exhausted. Now, in extreme cases, sometimes people feel dizzy. Sometimes they get up, they walk around, all of a sudden they feel dizzy. They may be experiencing headaches. You are you're on edge. So certain things that may not trigger you to react, you're short tempered. So maybe with your children, they ask you for a bowl of cereal and then you just flip out. Why you want a bowl? Why can't you just go get it? Why you ask me? Okay, calm down. You're probably experiencing burnout. Um, there are so many, and I encourage you to Google it. And it can vary from person to person. Some of the burnout signs and symptoms that you experience based upon you as an individual. But those are some generalized burnout symptoms that I feel like most people, we experience it, but we don't pay attention to it. We just equate it to, oh, I just be having these long work hours lately, so that's why I'm just tired. No. When you go to sleep and you sleep at least 8 hours or more and you wake up and you're not feeling refreshed and you're worn out, that is not normal. Having extreme foggy thinking from over processing your mind every single day, being forgetful, that is not normal. Being aggressive, or I don't want to say aggressive, but being easily you get easily upset about the simplest things. That is not normal. That is not normal. So think about it. And if you experience even some of these things that I just mentioned, I encourage you to adjust your workload if it's possible for you to do so. So stop working all that extra overtime. Yeah, I know you might need the money because you have extra bills and the economy is really not the ideal situation right now. But your body is letting you know that you need to take a break. So figure out how to manage your money better. Figure out other things that you can do that do not involve you overextending yourself to the maximum. If you are not getting good sleep, maybe you need to start taking a vitamin. Or what I mean, you're not thinking properly. Maybe you need to think about stuff that can actually help with mind development, help you with your mind, vitamins or supplements or something, or a mineral that you're missing. eating Eating properly. Look into what you're doing and then adjust your life. Adjust your workload accordingly. Number 4, you need to align your work with what energizes you. So many of us, we are working these dead end jobs, and I would say this, I'm going to say it with caution, with a disclaimer. I know currently with the world that we're living in right now, even to find a job is a blessing because it's so difficult for people to find work. And then you find the job or you work your business and it doesn't pay the way that you desire. I know that that's not easy, and I know that that is difficult. And sometimes as an adult, we do have to do what we don't want to do. But I'm speaking of it from the angle, if you have the ability to change your current situation, this is something that can help you to avoid burnout. You can align your work with what energizes you. So what actually energizes you? Can you actually make an income from it? Do something that brings joy in your life. Now, I absolutely love helping people um, with podcasting and TV and then homeschooling. That's something that really energizes me. Yes, it can be time consuming. Yes, I can get tired, but it's something that even when I get tired, I wake up the next day, I run right back to it because it's something that really energizes me. It's nothing like seeing a person helping them helping a person dream come to a reality. Someone who has dreams and aspirations and they feel like God has put a mandate on their life to be able to get their message out to millions of households. And then they have this concept about starting a TV show or podcast, and then you actually help them, and then they see their first episode air, and then not just air on social media, but then when they go home, they could turn on their television and see themselves on television. It is nothing more gratifying. Or helping a mom who have a child that got ADD, ADHD, autism, anything that falls up under that special needs umbrella, and be able to help them be able to navigate their children's emotions and their own, and be able to create a learning environment for them and their family that actually bring the family closer together. Let me tell you, I love what I do, but is it tiring? Yeah. But it energizes me knowing that I made a small difference in the people lives, the clients, the customers, the sponsors, being able to help sponsors be able to get their content, their information in front of the people, their target audience. That brings me joy, and being able to see the results from the work that we do. And so, what is it that you can do that will energize you? Even if currently you cannot leave your job, when you come home, what else can you do that will energize you to motivate you so you'll go back to that job that you really don't want to do? And you can make that job eventually, you can leave that job because you're still working on you. Let me give you a quote. And this quote came from someone, but I don't know where it came from, but the person's name, because I will give them credit. But I'm going to say the quote anyway. It says, "You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first." Let me say that again. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself. What does that mean? If the cup is empty, there's not anything inside the cup, which means that you're pouring just air, right? So equate that cup to you. You cannot give to someone when you have already given all of it out and you have not refilled it back up. The beautiful thing about helping others is that as you pour out to help others, you have to make sure that you take time to pour back into yourself. And many times, as servant leaders or individuals that help a lot of people, you don't ever pour back into yourself. So you go from one project, one extreme to the next, and you never take time for you. And that goes for anybody. I need you to start taking time for you. So, what is a Bible scripture that you can use to get some encouragement? It's Matthew 11:28, where it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This is what Jesus said in Matthew 11:28. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary," meaning tired, burnt out, and burden, and I will give you rest. Even Jesus recognized that us as human beings, we need rest. And he said you can go to him if you're weary, if you're burned out, if you're burdened down with problems. Go to God. Go to God. Okay? Because it will help. Prayer is one of my secret things that just helped me through so much. And it's free. You can use it anytime, any day, any time of the day. You will never have to be put on hold. You don't have to pay no cover charge. Prayer is free. So use what you have available. So what I want you to do today, I want you to prioritize your well-being while building your success or while building your life. And another thing that I want you to do is that I want you to join CTR Media Network Community for support. What does that mean? That means that you need to go ahead after you finish listening to this video or this podcast. I need you to go ahead and download the CTR Media Network app, because I'm not the only one that give helpful tips and strategies and also experiences and stories, okay? We have over 30 shows on our network currently right now, and that don't even include the events and webinars that we have on our TV, on CTR Media Network, where you can go there and enjoy. If you are a person that you know that you're experiencing burnout, you feel overwhelmed a lot, you feel guilty for taking time for yourself, I encourage you to go check out our self improvement TV channel. That channel is all about helping you improve yourself, talking about the things that maybe you don't want to talk about with those variety of different shows, helping you to be empowered and embraced to be able to get over whatever it is that you're getting over. And they have amazing guests that's telling their stories, and I feel that you could find something in those interviews or those personal experiences that can help you. And of course, we have many other channels that you can also take advantage of and watch for, get this, for absolutely free. So you have no excuse. Download the CTR Media Network app today by going to www, yes, www.ctrmedianetwork.com. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Wake Up and Win Morning Motivation, powered by CTR Media Network. Listen, you woke up today, guess what? You already won. Now you need to implement these tips and strategies so that when you go throughout the day, you will not let people take your joy away. Okay, don't you let people take your joy away. If they come to you all crappy and just ornery and they want to start stuff, uh-uh. You look at them and you be like, you're not gonna take my joy. You're not gonna take my happiness. I'm gonna be positive even when it's not easy to be positive. I'm sorry you're going through whatever you're going through, but you can't be in my space with all of that negativity. Okay? I need you to start controlling your environment. It's certain things that we can control, but we have relinquished our power and allowed negativity and people and situations to overrun our entire life. Yes, things are happening around you, and maybe some things are happening to you, but you're gonna not let those things stop you from being the best version of yourself. And I want you to understand that you didn't become a winner. You always been a winner. Okay? It's not something that you have to walk into or that you have to become. You are already a winner. I need you to take your power back. On that note, I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure to check us out 7 days a week. And make sure to support CTR Media Network by commenting in the comments and supporting all of our amazing independent podcast and TV hosts. This has been Wake Up and Win. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up. Love you to pieces. Talk to you later. Have a fantastic day. Go out there and win. Talk to you later.